I'm barely leaving this Starbucks. And they're like, she makes me laugh so hard, I can't stop laughing. She's such a laughing stock joke. One. Here's the Arco. Here's the Starbucks. It's the one here at the corner of Jefferson by the 10 freeway. And they're like, you just can't stop laughing enough at her joke-ass existence. Wow, don't ever look for a God and never pray ever. Congratulations on the payoff of that. I'm at this corner. And watch. There's about to be emergency law enforcement / ambulance / firefighter / there's about to be an emergency something driving by. Watch. I am the great dead Bonnie Yanaka. And I don't really care if you know I'm real because I control your fucking future. What do I care if you dog shit, man? I just get to blow up your fucking future. I'm just driving specifically to the La Quinta Walmart to wait for my first Lyft drive ride. And I just happen to know I'm going to hit an emergency vehicle thing where, you know, emergency people drive by on their way to some emergency. I just happen to know there's going to be one on my drive to La Quinta Walmart to sit and relax and wait for my Lyft ride. I should turn my Lyft rides on. I haven't done that yet because I was busy pointing out the laughing joke overload Starbucks location happy moment. In case other people want to be more wise and live or have a God one day in case they need one or whatever. But other people will always just piss away everything. It happens. Some people care about life tomorrow, life when they need it. Other people are like, when I cannot tolerate the suffering, I'll be sure and look for some God, but you know, whatever, they might not care when I get there. Happen to know there'd be some emergency people already driving to somewhere or something when I'm going to the La Quinta Walmart. When those sirens show up, my powers light up. So every time there's a siren, my powers will light up and know there's a siren in the area or there's going to be a siren in the area soon. That way the sirens are made to light up in case I care about whoever or whatever the situation is. And then if you don't care, you just turn it off. It's like an alarm clock and the siren turns on. And when the siren turns on, you know the alarm clock is ringing. Then you check if you give a shit or not. If you don't give a shit, you just turn the alarm clock off. Because in emergencies, you have seconds, and that's all you got. In emergencies, there will only ever be seconds, and you'll never have anything else. True emergencies are very scary. So you check to see if their emergency matters, you know, before you turn the alarm clock off. So that's kind of a cool thing for you guys to know. When there is an ambulance, a fire truck, a police officer, when those sirens are blaring and blaring and just overdone siren noises, the reality is clear. every God is being notified and being blasted that alarm clock that there's an emergency. When they don't care, they turn the alarm clock off because that one had bad morals. That one laughed that it was funny that other people suffer, or just laughed at the demise of others. Or so then gods are like, well, then it's funny when your demise is here. Alarm clock off. I remember when there was that really big, bad car accident right here on the 111 near Washington. Man, that one accident, and I think it included like a bus or something. That was a bad, bad, scary situation. It was right at Washington and the 111 area, and it was bad. I still remember it. It's like kind of horrifying. Getting close to the La Quinta Walmart. And I just happen to know there's gonna be some emergency people. Where are they? Am I driving too fast? Because I knew they were gonna be here. So I just thought I could drive right here. Where the hell are they? I know they're going to show up. Well, this is annoying. They're late. They're damn late. Maybe they're at the Walmart. Where were they gonna go? Let's see. There was emergency people. I just knew the emergency people would be in the area. I should have timed it on a timer or something. This goes to show the power of God has to be on a timer. Like, you have to time things perfectly. Like that car accident. I was right at that car accident before cops got there, before anybody got there. I was at that car accident. But you gotta time things perfectly or you don't end up like just right. So I gotta figure this out. Well, nope, there you have it, because this is where I always park. I always park just in the corner parking lot by this thing to wait for my next ride, and I did not see the emergency people. Well, dagnabbit. I knew they were going to drive by. I'll wait a couple minutes in case they go down this road. Otherwise, I drove too fast because I got excited about just driving to the Walmart. Because I was like, well, I'm just going to drive to the Walmart. It's no big deal. Yeah, I should have drove slower. Like, I got to wait for the emergency cars. Because sometimes they get the emergency and they drive some stupid back road because they think they're smarter this time. Or sometimes they'll get the emergency and be ridiculous and drive like the opposite way or something because they think they're slick. Or I should have used my powers. And every now and then they get an emergency and they're driving, but the emergency changes. Here it is. Here they are. Somebody's down there. No, that's just security people. Wait, let me check. Well, sometimes they get an emergency and they drive weird or stupid. Or they get the emergency and cancel everything. Or the emergency cancels or whatever, so they just turn their sirens off. And it's like, hey, I was trying to prove a point here. I was trying to be God and tell you an emergency people was going to drive by. Now this is all going wrong. I guess that goes to show that God's still God, though, because who the hell would act like they would even know when there's an emergency around? Much less act candid and weird about it when I didn't do it right. I've already said there was an emergency crew that was going to pass by a second time, and I used my powers to make sure the emergency crew drove by once, and then the emergency crew drove by again, because I was sitting there leisurely, and I knew two things were going to drive by, and I mentioned it both times.